Good morning, stamping friends. Thank you for joining me this morning. Did you guys have a good long weekend over the 4th of July? We sure did. I know I mentioned on Friday, I believe it was, that my husband actually volunteered to do the honey-do list this weekend. And it was funny because someone asked him what he was doing and he said, well, Lorri said we should work on the honey-do list, and what that translates is to, I work on the honey-do list and she'll do something else that's probably more fun, which is exactly what happened. It's kind of like when you tell your husband, we need to clean the garage. Yeah, we know what that means. That means you clean the garage, in our family anyway. But anyway, to make a long story short, yes, he did do the honey-do list, and I worked on the cozy craft retreat. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for it. It's really coming together, and I almost feel like we're even ahead of the game a little bit, and it's fun because we're not really running into the COVID issue as much, so I'm just really looking forward to it. And in case you haven't signed up, we still do have some kits left, so make sure that you sign up to get a kit, because we sold out in person in less than 24 hours. But like I said, we still have a kit, and it's going to be just as packed as much and be fun as if you were in person. You'll lose a little bit of the social part, but you know, the projects and the prizes and the treats and stuff will be the same, so you can still get in on it. And one idea that some people have is just gathering with their own small group. Maybe you're out of state or live too far, and you can kind of do your own little retreat, and then you know, I'll have the PDF for you, and everything will be cut and ready for you. So it's just going to be a really fun event working on holiday projects, and it's all from the mini catalog. It's not 100% Christmas. There may be some other things, but we'll be using product in the new mini catalog. So let's jump into my project for today. It's another summary card, and I'm really trying to push the DSP sale because it's an awesome deal. So let me share with you today's project, what it is. I want to show off some of our designer series paper that's on sale this month. The one I'm using today is called Pansy Petals, and it's 12 by 12 paper, and it's normally $11.50, and you can get it for only $9.78. So this is a screaming deal. There's a lot of other papers that are included. In fact, most of them in our annual catalog are on sale. There's just a few that aren't. So I will put the link to the papers that are on sale. So today's project calls for a piece of basic white cardstock, and this is the thicker one. And this is cut at 8.5 inches by 4 1/4. And then I just scored it in half on the long side at 4 1/4. And then we will just fold on the score line. All right, this card's half over with. Just kidding. All right, let's set that to the side. Now we're going to cut our designer series paper, and all I did was cut it 1 7/8 inch by 1 7/8. Now, Stampin' Up! Did not advise me on how many gingham prints. They needed to make 4. They only made 3. So I had to, excuse me, improvise. So I'm going to use 2 of the Fresh Freesia, but that's all right. It's all going to still work out. All right, now I'm going to show you a product that we have that I have grown to love. I've never used these before this year, but these are called foam adhesive sheets. And what they are is a pack, and they're kind of like our foam adhesive strips, but these are solid. They come like this. You can tell I've cut them apart, and just for kits, I'm going to measure them as soon as I find my ruler here. I think they're probably about 4 by 4, 4.5 by 4 1/4. So that's the size of those, and let's see how many you get in a pack. You get 6 of these sheets in a pack. I'm already on my 3rd pack here. And then, so we're going to play with these, and then the framelits we're going to use is called Floral Squares Dies, and this is how pretty these are. You also get a lot of little flower embellishments that match these on here, the flowers, but we're just going to use the individual ones without the little flower attachments with it. All right, so I want to show you, I already pre-cut these, but I want to show you how you do this so that you're not confused. This is the foam adhesive sheet, and I cut it to 2 inch by 2 inch, and I cut the same size of basic white cardstock. And what you're going to do is just peel off one side and toss that away, and then just stick this on top like this. And then we're going to set your die. Let's see, which one haven't I haven't used this one yet. We're just going to set that on top and then run it through our die cutting machine. Okay, so after you die cut it, this is what it's going to look like. And now we just want to peel the excess away, and then all these little pieces need to come out that are in the middle that we don't want. And sometimes it helps to take your pick tool and just kind of poke some of those things out. And this is going to give it some dimension. So when we put it on our card front, it's going to look really pretty because it's going to be raised quite a bit higher than the rest of the stuff. All right, now let's pop that out of the die. Can you guess how this card's going to come together based on a white square, 4 white colored squares, and the die cut square? All right, now all we want to do is remove the adhesive on the back side. And now we're just going to line these up. I'm going to pick it up and do this because when I try to line things up at an angle, my head is either in the way of the video or I line it up crooked. So see how it fits exact. I didn't want 2 inch by 2 inch. Actually, you could go if you want and make it a little bit bigger, but I just wanted it the exact same size. All right, then let's do our next one. It doesn't really matter the order. All right, now that we're done with that, all we're going to do is adhere this to the front of our card. And we kind of need to see how big of a border. So before that sets in, let's just set this up here to see for our spacing how close. That looks pretty good. Let me make sure this is good too. All right. So just push those down. Now you noticed if it's a little bit over, just trim it off so it matches the foam. All right, so we need the fresh freesia ones in the opposite corners because we have 2 of the same one, but again, it doesn't matter. And I really like the multi-purpose liquid glue because of its ability to move even after it's set in stone. Sometimes you have to kind of adjust as you go along based on the borders. Right. And the last one, the other in color is called Soft Succulent. Green is one of my favorite colors. And this one is Pale Papaya. Really nice assortment of in colors this year. All right, so isn't that fun? We're not quite done yet. We got to have some kind of sentiment on this. Can you guess where I'm going to put it? And that one's a little bit crooked, so we can adjust that. All right, so I took Biggest Wish. This was one of the first stamp sets I got out of the new catalog. I love the bold print with the cursive, and it's just a fun set to work with. So I chose to do just a simple hello. And as you know, the trend is to cut out letters or sentiments close to the ink. And I stamped this in Pale Papaya, and then I put 3 tiny little dimensionals. 2 of them I even cut in half. Let me show you. See that? 3 of them. And we're just going to put that right in the middle. And then if this is too simple for you, you may want to add some bling. So I would choose the In Color Bling. And let's add fresh freesia up in this corner to this single one. I'm just going to add 1, but you really could bling this out. Whoops, fell in the hole. That's all right. Fits perfect in there. Like that. All right, there's our sweet and simple card. Isn't that fun? I really like that one. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed the sweet and simple card that we made today. If you see any products that interest you, I have a host code I would appreciate if you used, and when you put your order in, just use that, and that helps with my rewards. And I hope that you also will join me for our cozy craft retreat. Remember, the deadline is coming up, August 1st, and so I do have some kits. If you are interested in that, I would be happy to give you any answers to questions you might have. And hope you guys have a great week. Thank you so much for joining me today. All right, take care.